Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my first impressions on the MBK Sprocket. So this is actually going to be my first video using my new phone. I got the iPhone 13 Pro. Hopefully it looks maybe a little better. I don't know if it really needed to. I thought the videos look good, and for what they're filming, I don't think you need crazy camera equipment for knife videos, but the people who do that, I mean, that's awesome. I'm sure they take pictures of other stuff as well. So anyway, this is the MBK Sprocket. This was sent to me by Sanford Owen from MBK. He let me check this out. I reached out and I just said, hey man, I've seen this knife on your website since I first saw your website when I bought my EZC 1.5 back, I think it was, sometime fall of last year, 2020, and I saw this knife on there, and I thought it was an interesting looking knife, and it was $200, and I wondered what's up with that knife, but I wasn't, I guess, interested enough at the point, and I just didn't pick one up, right? But then I've noticed since, every time I've ordered a knife, because I've ordered multiple knives from them at this point, a couple of EZCs, the Slayback, the Mini OG, and I've always seen this knife down at the bottom of the page, and I'm just like, what's going on with it? So he was loaning me the Carry knife. This is a MBK as well. This is the Carry designed Turbo. Because that was one I kept hearing good things about, and he was going to let me check one of those out. So I said, hey man, I always see the Sprocket on your site. Would you put one in as well for me to check out so I can see what that's all about? And, maybe I really like it, and maybe if we get lucky, we sell a couple. But worst case, we're both just out a little bit of shipping cost on them, right? And so he was gracious enough to send one along. And I did talk to Sanford last night, actually, on the phone. And he was telling me that he does sell these, but he sells a lot of them in the store. So I don't know if it's a matter of people need to get this knife in hand to understand how good it is, or if the timing just wasn't right when this came out. This came out like in 2019, the end of 2019. So they've had these for a while. He said he has maybe 20 of each variant left. This is full titanium. See with the speed holes, which I think are very well done. They're small, which I like. I hate when speed holes are huge. It's just annoying. You can like put your fingers in them, And then there's a carbon fiber handled version as well. I've carried this a couple times. I mean, I got it yesterday, but I carried it yesterday, and then I carried it today. So I do like the clip. I was wearing rather thick pants today, and I did have to kind of really pop it in to get it in my back left pocket, which I will say, I feel like the seams on pants, the pockets are usually a little thicker in the back, I think. But I do also think they're very thick pants. They're probably the thickest shorts, the thickest shorts I have. So I think that's part of it. If I wore regular jeans or regular shorts, this would be no problem. You can see there it has plenty of retention. It's nice. It has 2 screws, so it's going to stay in place. So yeah, I am absolutely loving this knife. I instantly fell in love with it. If you saw the unboxing, which obviously I'll post before this, I just was dumbfounded. I did not understand how this is still on the shelves at MBK. The detent is absolutely perfect. It pops out of there with authority, but it's not like it's too strong or anything, right? It's just perfect. It's an absolutely gorgeous design. I mean, look at it. It has very cool curves. Kind of has like a dragon thing going on, or I don't know what to call it. I guess, I don't know if that could be a negative, but it kind of has some of that like fantasy stuff going on, I guess. Which to me is really cool. The ergos on this thing are ridiculous. I have a large glove size hand, and this thing just fits like a glove in my hand. I can hold it back here and kind of get on this jimping, Or where I love to hold it is right up here. I get into this poon spoon, and I'm absolutely locked in. It does have a slight recurve, and I think that could be another reason why maybe people aren't as, excited about it. But it's very slight, I would say, and I don't think it would cause you any trouble sharpening. You don't have any thumb studs or anything to worry about either. I don't think it would be an issue. This is M390 steel. It's a good stock. It really is. Comes down to a nice, robust tip. I mean, that's a sturdy tip. And look at the action on this thing. It came out of the box essentially this good. I put a little bit of KPL heavy on the detent ball, and maybe it got a smidgen better, but holy crap, this thing is amazing. It drops, and then it guillotines shut. Sorry, my finger was blocking the flipper tab there. And that's really like my only possible negative on this, is that it's got a kind of a big flipper tab, which if that bothers you, I get it. Can you push button it from here, I wonder? No, you can't. You don't get the leverage. You got to get it from here. So it's more of a light switch, but it kind of feels like a push button at the same time. It feels absolutely fantastic. I mean, like I said, the detent is just, there's no way you're failing this knife. At least not this example. Sanford also told me this was the first knife that they had made by their current OEM, which makes sense to me because this thing is incredible. And I bet you they got it and they were like, holy shit, if we can get knives made by this OEM at these prices for this quality, like, damn, we're on to something, right? And they've been just hitting home run after home run ever since. So it's awesome. One of the things I told Sanford that really, really blew me away on this knife is the chamfering around the edges here. Look at the rounding on these corners. You want to focus there, buddy? Look at that. I told him it reminds me of Sharp by Design chamfering. Like if you see any of Sharp by Design's knives, he has this type of, Brian Nadeau, he has this type of chamfering all around. I'm talking about, I've only handled his Riot made knives. But it's absolutely fantastic in hand. You never have any kind of corner or sharpness that's touching you. Just absolutely fantastic. You can choke up into this sort of, it's a sharpening tool, I suppose, but you could choke up into there if you wanted to get a little more control. Yeah, guys, this thing is a home run. And yeah, for me personally, it's flipper only. That's not my favorite thing anymore. Look at this. Sorry, that was me. You guys know it. You know it was me. I mean, look at that. Just like a hot knife, which it is, through butter. Yeah, I'm not a flipper only guy really, but one of the knives I absolutely love, one of my favorite knives that is flipper only, the MBK Slayback. This is another one from Monterey Bay Knives that I absolutely adore. I mean, this knife is probably, it is my favorite flipper. I've said that, and I do believe that this is my favorite flipper. It's just an incredible knife. And the Sprocket, man, it's like, man, it's just so good. MBK is nailing it right now, and I love it. I love it. So, anything else I wanted to cover on this guy? Sorry. I don't think so. Ergo's fantastic. Blade, fantastic. Aesthetics, fantastic. Action, fantastic. Sounds, fantastic. Better acoustics. You're going to get better acoustics on the titanium one than the carbon fiber one, so keep that in mind. But you will save half an ounce if you go with carbon fiber. Yeah, guys, I think this is worth picking up. I mean, for $200, there's a lot of options, right? Like, I would say pick up that Slayback for sure. So just, grab your credit card, go over to Monterey Bay Knives. I'm going to link it below so you can click the link. Go there right now. Grab that credit card and drop one of these, the Sprocket, in your cart. Then drop one of these Slaybacks in your cart. And then if you want to throw in an Easy C 1.5 in micarta, they have those for $140 right now. The slayback will cost you $200. And then if you really want to go crazy, you could pick up a turbo. I think these are like $230 or something. Also M390. So I don't know. I'm just messing around, but I would definitely recommend the Sprocket. It's very, very cool and underrated. It's just nobody knows about it. I've never seen a video on it. There might be some out there, but I just think it's undermarketed. I'm not saying that's MBK's fault. I'm just curious. It's been 2 years, you know. So I just wanted to give it some love, and obviously I love all their knives. I have preferences. This one's not my favorite, just because of the aesthetics and some of the things. It's a great knife. I'm going to do a video on this right after this. But it's a great knife. I get why people are loving this knife, but it's not personally something I absolutely love. This is, and so is this. So I'm going to shut up now. That was my first impressions. I'm not going to take this apart, mainly because I don't think I could make it any better. And that's not the only reason I take knives apart. Sometimes I do it because I'm just curious what's inside, or it's a budget knife and I don't give a shit. But this knife is absolutely perfect the way it is. There's no reason for me to mess with it. So I'm going to leave it alone. That's it, guys. I love you all. Thank you to Sanford Owen for sending this my way and letting me check it out. I love you all. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.